I'm done in this morning. Oh, my eyes look awful. I I drove and 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 I drove. So I was driving. Yeah, I've got some things on my mind. Uh-oh. The first one is this, and it's going to be backwards, sorry. Pelon Espresso Instantaneo. Did I say that right? Instantaneo? Instant espresso. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to get all English about it. And the reason I bought this originally, and it's old, might even be expired, I don't know. I don't think you can expire coffee. There's like no information about it whatsoever except it was distributed from I don't know where. This phone number, cafepilon.com. I originally bought this because I was looking for natural ways to color my hair. I didn't want to keep using hair color because it's really, really bad for you. And if you're using hair color, that's of course your choice. But I was looking for a natural way, and I remember henna, is more natural, but a real pain in the butt, and I didn't want to do that. So I read that instant espresso in your favorite conditioner, put on your hair for about an hour, will color your hair. I don't know if that would really work, but I was thinking of trying it back then, and I didn't. So now, I'm drinking it instead. I ran out of coffee. Sorry, Laverne. I was going to do my cowboy coffee this morning because she said, how you do your cowboy coffee again? And I know she could scroll down through 300 and some odd videos, but I don't even want to do that, okay? So a quick recap on cowboy coffee. First of all, why do I call it why do I call it cowboy coffee? Hey, that moo kind of straightened my brain out. I'm going to try that more often. Moo. How's that? Okay, so cowboy coffee. Years ago, long ago and far away, my little Denny Jr. was not 36 then, and thank you very much. Was it Mary Beth? Yes. Who mentioned my son's actual birthday is 36. I didn't figure that out until Maggie told me how old Michael was, and then I add 3 years, and I figured it out. So, anyway, cowboy coffee. Let's get back to that first. We were in Red Lodge, Montana. We had driven across the Great Plains, and we finally reached Montana, Red Lodge. And we stayed in this state campground. Lordy. There were wasps or hornets everywhere. Everywhere. So the brilliant ranger says to me, and I may have told this story before because it seems familiar that I said it, but I'm going to tell you again anyway. Why not? More content. Anyway, so the ranger says, I says, the place is covered in hornets and I'm scared for my kids. What do I do? And he said, take a bowl of water, put it on the picnic table, and drape some bacon over the edge of the bowl. They'll come for the bacon, drink the water, and I guess explode or something like that. They can't resist bacon. There's a lot of people like that. So, I did that, and every hornet in the United States came to that picnic table, so we had to move. And we were leaving that morning anyway. We left bright and early. I don't remember if we made our breakfast there or not. The hornets were very busy with bacon and water. It's like a family reunion for them. And we start riding up the Beartooth Pass. Oh, talk about heaven, folks. If you've never seen it, you should. There's no picture taken on the face of the earth that could truly capture its incredible beauty. I was so thrilled. So halfway up to the top, there's a party going on and a pullout off the road. Top of the World Bar. I've talked about this before. I think the last one was in 1988, and it happened to be, if Denny was going to be 2 that year, 88. That might have been 88 or 89 was the last year they had. So this was like the one before the last. Yeah, because 85 wouldn't have cut it. That was the year I got married. It's somewhere on the internet. I looked it up, Top of the World Bar. I wanted to see if they still did it. So the town of Red Lodge comes out and they do a reenactment without walls of old Western days. There were dancing girls. I have photos of that. Dennis watching the dancing girls, you know, with real gear, the little feathers on the hair and the little da-da-da-da-da-da. And pony rides for the kids and cowboy coffee. The real thing in this gigantic, you know, metal, the enamelware. It was a gigantic antique enamelware. I hope there wasn't tin in that thing. Enamelware coffee pot. And with that, it's just water and coffee grounds. That's it. And they boil it on top of a wood fire. And it's a steaming away. And we had a cup of that stuff. Just like rot gut. But it was fun. So much fun. And it was just so cool. They randomly picked one day out of the year where they all called each other, come on, we're going up to the top, you know, midway to the mountain, top of the mountain, and we're going to have a bar. Of course, there's no alcohol involved. And it's just good, crazy fun. Talking with people, drinking cowboy coffee. Being like out of your mind with jitters shortly thereafter. So my rendition of cowboy coffee is this. I take my little 2-quart saucepan. I put in about my favorite coffee cup size of water into the pan. I put in, what do I put in? A tablespoon, heaping tablespoon of my favorite ground coffee, which is 8 o'clock coffee. And then I bring it to a boil. And as soon as it starts boiling, of course it's covered, okay? You have the little saucepan with a cover, you boil it, you shut off the heat and take it off and you let it sit as many minutes as you want. I'd say at least 4. I've let it sit as long as 10, and then I had to, you know, nuke my coffee because it got too, I like it hot. I like it really hot. Not so hot that it burns my tongue off, of course, but yeah. Cowboy coffee. And then I take a little tea strainer. You know, they're just a little round strainer. And I pour that coffee through the strainer into my cup. Of course, you'll have a little bit of powder on the bottom. But it all settles. So if you let the coffee settle the 4 minutes and you don't shake it up or anything, and then you pour it through the little tea strainer, you'll get a lot less grounds in the bottom of your cup. But that's part of cowboy coffee. You gotta have some residue, or it isn't cowboy. Yeehaw. So it was Denny's birthday yesterday, Denny Jr., and of course. And what happened? We all went to Dunedin. I know it sounds like you're in like Scotland or something. Cute little town outside of Tampa. And way outside, like even beyond Clearwater. But not quite to Palm Harbor. And we went to a place called the Rusty Dragon, the Rusty Nail. It was something rusty. It was a rustic, cute little old building from Florida turned into a restaurant. And boy, oh boy, do they know how to make a burger, I gotta tell you. Well, Maggie and Mike treated on that one. And I had something called a mermaid martini. Whoa! Thing sent me home and back again. I had to eat as much food as I could because I was driving Finn home. So what happened was, so we're having dinner and blah, 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 and talking, and Denny's messaging this woman who messaged him off of a dating site. Because Denny is 36. That's right. Come on, Nikki, get with the program. Denny's 36 and not married. He's looking for a life partner. So if you know a lovely young woman who would like a very nice young man, but he's very, very shy, there's one available. So, advertisement. Hey, you never know. I should get him on here sometime. We could do an advertisement. He would hate me for this. Anyway, so he texts this girl. She texted him and said, hey, I'll buy you a drink for your birthday. Let me know what you're doing afterwards. And so she likes to gamble, which makes me a little nervous, but okay. So they met her, Mike and Maggie and Denny went to some casino in Tampa to meet her. Denny's not sure how it went. Michael said she seemed like a very lovely young woman from Russia. And I said, with the accent and everything? And they said, yeah. Russian women are very beautiful women. And he said she was very beautiful. And I don't know if they hit it off or not. He sent a little message at the end when they were heading home and said it was really nice to meet her and he'd like to do it again. So we'll see. Denny Jr.'s love life. It would be so lovely if he could find somebody to share this crazy world with, because, boy, I don't like being alone in it. I know I'm not alone. I get my kids, but there is something about having a life partner with you to share in all the joys, the sorrows, the excitements, the tomorrows. I'm feeling it a lot lately. I feel so desperately, desperately alone. I'm not, I know, but I still feel that way. I just can't help it. I talk myself out of it and then I carry on. You gotta carry on. You gotta carry on. I don't want to carry on sometimes. I just want to lay down and die too. I do. Sometimes I don't want to do this alone. And I definitely wouldn't want to go looking for some man that I have no history with. No. I don't think, I've said it before. I'm just like I'm not employment material. I'm not life partner material. I'm broken. So broken. But I drove, right? So I drove me and Maggie and Finn 3 hours to a place called Crescent City. Crescent City, Crescent City. It's just a little out of the way, nowhere place just before you get to Daytona on the other side of the state, because I'm on the Gulf side and we went to the Atlantic side. And Finn was extremely good about the whole thing. And we did one stop in which we got him a little push-up ice cream, which he didn't like. He wanted his mother's ice cream sandwich, which he just licked the vanilla ice cream off the edges, just a little bit. So Maggie got most of the ice cream sandwich and a push-up. She said the push-up was very good. It looked like sherbet. In the old days when I would get the little push-up, because I said to Finn, oh, look, Finn, there's push-ups in here. I used to get those when I was little. But mine was all vanilla ice cream with a lovely swirl of chocolate straight down through the middle. And, you know, you push it up on the little, and you got to wait till it softens up a little bit before it'll actually push because it's frozen in that little cardboard cylinder. And it has a little stick that I just love those. Well, that's the one that Finn had already picked out. He wanted the push-up. But, of course, he likes vanilla, not sherbet. I, of course, had an ice cream sandwich because I love ice cream sandwiches. There were so many choices. There was a Choco Taco, and oh, I wanted that so bad. I wanted 3 of them, but I just chose the ice cream sandwich because Maggie was getting one. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do one too. Now I kind of wish that, oh gosh, my daughter Bonnie's calling. I'll have to call her back in a minute because I want to finish this video and I'm almost done. The little pop-up comes up on the side. I'll get back to her. So, what was I talking about? Ice cream pop. Yes. So we went to Crescent City and it was a nightmare because this guy was trying to sell a really... I told him, I said, look, if it needs a lot of work, I don't want to come that far, please. I'm a widow. I only get a certain amount of money. He didn't care. He just wanted $9,750 for a piece of crap. Yeah, I'm mad. But it was too late because I'd already told Maggie, get a room before there's none left because it was a Saturday night. So she did that. And we took Finn to the pool first, and we spent less than an hour in the pool. I wanted to give him more time. He really didn't want to get out. But we did because we were starving, and where we were going to go have fish and chips closed at 10, so I think it was about 8 o'clock finally, and Finn had about 45 minutes in the pool, so we went, we got changed, we went over about 20 minutes to that restaurant, and it was on the water, kind of. Water was across the street, but you could kind of sort of see it, and we were outside under this little, thingy, and it was just really funky little old building on the home side of the residential side of the street, and the beach was here, the restaurant was there, and we pulled right in because it was late, and there was an available spot right there in front. And the fish and chips were beautiful. Maggie said they were really good. I mean, I can't taste, but the outside was so crunchy and on the fish, and it was just really good. And I shouldn't have had fried food, but I did. And then there was a guitar player, and he did everything. He had banjos. He had what he called a 5-string banjo. It was kind of odd shaped. He had a violin, and he had like some sort of sound system that he had his harmonized voice singing with him, plus other backup music. It was quite interesting, and he was fun. He was just fun. So then we went home, and everybody crashed really fast and went to sleep, except for me. I was up thinking. And then next morning I'm up at 5:30, like I'm always up at 5:30, except for this morning. I'll tell you why. And then I went downstairs and drank coffee and drank juice. And I met some people, and they were Christians and evangelicals, and they wanted to witness to me, so I let them talk and gave me some paperwork. He writes books and articles, and that was lovely. And they prayed with me, which was really nice, because I think I just needed to talk about Dennys and where I was at, and we all prayed right there in the breakfast room of the hotel. And then Maggie and Finn came down, and Finn was being really rambunctious, and so including taking his truck and landing it on other people's tables hard, rolling it around while they were sitting there. I said, Maggie, I'm going to take Finn upstairs now. And so I took him back to the room and let him, work it out, and he didn't want his breakfast, so I closed that up and put it back in the fridge. And Maggie brought all his meals all pre-made in little containers, and we kept them in my cooler. And then we went to the beach for an hour and a half, where I got a little bit of color, a little bit of burn. And then we headed home because it was Denny's birthday. So I drove another 3 hours back. And then we get to Mike and Maggie's, and Denny's there and he's watching races and he's not ready to go yet. So I said, well, I'm going to go home because I got sand everywhere and I'd like to go wash it off, change my clothes. So I did that and I vacuumed the car out because it looked like a sand buggy. You know, it was just like a mess. And then I showered and it was getting late and the kids were calling me and I didn't know because the phone got left in the car. And then I had to drive us all to Tampa. So I did. No, Dunedin, I'm sorry. They went to Tampa. I went to Dunedin with them in tow. And we decided that, Maggie suggested, and I don't mind at all. She says, if Mom wants to take Finn home, we could go with Denny Jr. And do what? I know there was something. Oh, meet that woman at the casino. So that brings me back full circle to Denny's birthday, and I'm going to end it here. It included Cowboy coffee and my trip out west. What a bizarre thing. Plus my Crescent City trip, which was completely fruitless. And I'm still very disappointed. What are you going to do? That's life. And this is my story, and I'm stuck with it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yep. And now I'm going to call Bonnie back and see what's up with her. I think she forgot Denny's birthday. Probably Rachel did too, but that's okay because we all love each other anyway. Okay, that's it for now. Bye.